I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is COLM McGuigan for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by the one and only Showtime, Shawn Porter. Shawn, we're here at a massive fight night. The fight week itself, it feels different to a Vegas fight week. It's shades of like Mayweather, Pacquiao, that type of thing, right? That's what I'm feeling.
I really wouldn't say Mayweather, Pacquiao. I wouldn't say Mayweather, Pacquiao, but it's definitely give you sentiments of Floyd. This is one of those weekends where everybody around the city is driving. They just know what's happening Saturday night, you know. So I'm happy to be involved with it and be on this side of the fence now.
In terms of you and stepping away from the sport, does it make it harder when you're at weeks like this and you see everything going on and you're like, damn, I want to get back in there?
I'm starting to get a little bit more used to it, you know. But definitely fight night is when I get kind of this, damn, I'm never going to feel this or see this again, you know. So all the while, man, Porterway Podcast is going great. My personal life is going great. Business world is going great for me. So I got no complaints, man, no regrets. And outside of like the pre-fight antics, you know, entertaining the crowd before a fight with the ring walk and things like that, other than that, man, there's nothing else I want to do in the ring. So,
is that a definite close to the chapter that you'll never step back into the ring for any reason?
You may see me sparring. We got some sparring set up with a couple of big name guys out there in the comedic world and things like that. You may see that, but outside of that, nah.
Break down this fight for me. Fight of the year contender, and it hasn't even happened yet. Talk to me about how this fight goes and how you see it ending.
I think it's going to be a really good fight. Great fight. I think that the energy is going to be on a level that I probably haven't felt this kind of energy when the first bell rings since Mayweather McGregor. That kind of energy is what we're going to have for this one. I don't know, man. I think it's about the X's and O's with this one. I think it's about who executes, you know. I think both guys can win on the cards. I think both guys can knock them out, you know. So hard to predict what this one's going to look like at the end of the night.
You don't like giving predictions. Me and you have spoke a few times, and you don't like it, so I know that. Yeah. But if I was giving you the ultimatum right now that this is the end for you, this is your last dollar, where's it going?
My last buck would go to a tank. You know, if I had some money to just play around with, I might play with Ryan. I think that it's very possible for him to pull this one off.
Moving on from this for a second, I spoke to Stephen Espinosa yesterday. He gave me an indication. He actually grinned quite a lot in my interview and told me that it's very, very close. He said Terence Crawford, it's kind of siding with him at the moment, and there's an opportunity for it to happen. Yeah. Would you like to see that fight happen? And if it doesn't happen in the next couple of months, do you think it won't ever happen then?
That fight will happen. That fight will happen. I will just kind of say that. Hell yeah, I want to see that fight. And hell yeah, it happens. Be patient. Could be more months. Could be soon. We're hearing the announcement's going to happen this week. So, but just be patient. That's a great fight, and it's going to happen while both guys are still fresh and at the pinnacle of their careers.
Do both guys in this fight that we're here for this week need to be commended for taking this fight at this stage of their career? You're someone that never shied away from anyone in this sport. You got in with everyone and anyone. Yeah. Have you kind of instilled that mentality amongst these young fighters, do you feel?
I mean, I hope if anything, I was just an example that, hey, you get in there with the best and you do what you got to do. And, you know, people respect it and they appreciate it, you know. But with this fight, I think that you get dance partners along the way. Some dance partners, they step on your toes along the way and you end up knocking them out. Other dance partners, you just have your way with them. It is what it is. Perfect dance partners, man. Perfect timing for both guys, and the boxing world will benefit from this.
One of your old foes, Adrian Broner's announced that he's doing a press conference with Don King this weekend. Is that a potential match made in heaven? Do you like seeing him come back at this stage of his career?
Yeah, I mean, Adrian's still trying to hustle it. He's still trying to make it work. I know that he loves the sport, and he's just trying to do the best he can to live in it still, you know. And wow. Don is still here. I think it's cool to see them two make something happen together, and I want to see what comes of it.
Another one of your old foes, Kell Brook, has struggled outside of the ring. He's had some seriously hard times. It looks to be that he's potentially going to come back. Do you have any comment on that and how you've dealt with the pressures of leaving the ring for the last time?
You know, this is what I will say. I know that you come back to the sport for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's just something that you've done your whole life and you can't get past it, you know. Sometimes it's an emotional decision based on things you're dealing with, and hey, fighting is what I know how to do and it's going to be my therapy. Whatever the sport is giving, whatever Kell expects to get from this sport now, what I wish for Kell is that he just, number one, he protects himself in the ring. Beyond that, go after whatever it is you're seeking. And third thing I would say is, man, talk to somebody. Find somebody to talk to. Find somebody that you trust, that you believe is going to listen, that you believe is going to give you good advice. And just take it one day at a time, man. Life gets hard. And, you know, when it gets hard, we make decisions we may come to regret. Learn from those decisions, man, and, you know, just become better. You know, I hope Mr. Brook becomes better.
Well, Shawn, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. To the people listening, make sure you check out the Porterway podcast. Shawn's on there weekly with his guests, and he's got some really good content there. So check it out, and thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate you.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,